Trustless Degens. Yeah, this is the crypto podcast. We talk about all things Web3. Pretty much insert buzzword here. It's insert buzzword here, round here. Uh, Joined with me today, or joining me today, we have Rex Satoshi, and we have to pay close attention to his name. I don't even know if he thinks about it as much as we think about it now, but it's top of mind. And we have Bitfiend with us, man of the metaverse.
Meta citizen.
I'm a decentralite.
Medicine. Decentralite. Love
Yes,
it.
sir.
Love it. Hold up.
How you boys feeling this week?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
I'm still bullish. I'm pretty good. I'm happy.
It's hard not to be bullish.
So the thing, I've been pretty much out of my concrete job for winter, anyways, and I had to go back. I started yesterday so that I can have some BTFD money.
Feel it.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
I got to start stacking sats again.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that the degen route, with successful trades. We'll see where it gets. I feel like I have a little cushion thanks to some airdrop, but we'll see. And I feel like that's just like a nice skill to, like, if you can get down that ratio of wins to losses and getting profit and get that going. That's
Oh yeah.
I'm fine with that being what I do. But before we get any further into today's show, we have to run the clip. Oh man, makes you feel some type of way. I'm gonna have to edit this boy up a little bit. Give me a little time. When I have some time on the side, I'm gonna have fun editing that and turning that into something special.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it just it feels that way to me. It feels like the Bulls are back in town. I think about when I first started to really be risk averse in crypto. And maybe push a little bit more into stable coins for a while. And that was around when Bitcoin was around 30,000, 32,000, 34,000. It's like, oh, I should probably start being a little bit more risk averse and put that much more away. And I don't know, we're on the other side of that right now. I feel like where we could go a little lower. Things could get dire. But I don't really think they're getting down to the $16,000 level again.
No, I have. I actually would like to make a shout out to Crypto Lean and Decentraland. What up, Crypto Lean?
going on,
Crypto
man?
Lean is some guy over at Wonderzone that he came in like 2 or 3 weeks ago saying that Bitcoin was gonna crash. You got to sell. It's over. Forget about it.
Somebody said that.
Yeah, and he's saying it's going down to like 12 grand, and I'm like, bro, that's not happening. Like,
is he a Mexican?
I have no idea. So he came back like a week later, and he's like, hey, Bitfiend, why is Bitcoin down? It was down 2 grand, so down to like $2,800. And I'm like, bro, it's down 2 grand. What's the big deal?
Yeah,
Like, what was the
point.
price of Bitcoin 5 years ago? Tell me. And he's just like, do your own research, bro. It's going down to 12K. I'm like, no, it's not.
I don't think so.
And
that was.
I mean, you can't tell. You can't predict the
12K.
future, but what? No way. No way.
I mean, like, that's a really hard case for me right now, just because like it's a long way away from 28,000 where it's at currently. Like, the journey down there initially, like we got to think about how long that took. Like that took the better part of a year for it to get down to like $16,000.
It took a lot of negative shit to get there too.
Yeah,
and it took a lot of stuff, and like we're not really getting all that negative stuff. We're getting the reverse of how, and it. So like in the Fed is doing the exact reverse, and so it's like, all right, so we're at about the midway point. A little bit on the other side, everything is on the reverse shoe or reverse foot. I don't know.
I feel
it's hard to be.
I feel like we've got a lot of negative news, but Bitcoin doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't. That's a good way of putting it. Bitcoin does not care about this news, you know. And it's one thing I said back when it hit 20 grand the first time and it crashed. A lot of people were thinking that it was over, and I remember telling everybody, like friends and family and stuff, because they're like, "Oh, how's your Bitcoin doing?" And I'm like, you know, Bitcoin is taking a big fat dump, but eventually it's going to get up and wipe its ass. And so that's still my sentiment.
For real.
I think that,
I remember. Oh, go ahead, Satoshi.
I think that 2022 was the year for down, wiping. And 2023 is the year for up.
Yeah. Feels very 2019 again. I'm telling you, it feels very 2019 again. And it's just like, are we going to get that 2019 dip?
Follow
and
the money.
Even if we do, it's just like the dip didn't really matter in 2000. Like if you were experiencing it in 2019, if you were like, okay, I got in at the bottom like this time, and then you got that pump up. When did it really matter to you? By the time it was like December, like you were already experiencing gains. Like, you know, the new year, you were experiencing gains.
I feel like it mattered,
and then it just got like crazy.
Like, when it hit, it kind of hurt. I was just like, ooh, this is a bad day for the market. It's just like, okay, well, I'm not selling. So, but then, yeah, quickly after that, like, you know, a month after, like, Bitcoin just started going up after that.
Just
so,
build. Yeah.
I didn't even I stopped looking at the markets for a little bit. So last I remember, it was 16 grand, 17 maybe, and then I wake up one morning and it's like at 22, and I'm like, what? How did I miss that? And I was surprised. Not surprised, really, but
it happened quicker than
my boss today was talking about the bank that collapsed.
Which one?
Oh yeah. We talked about them a little last week. At least mentioned them. But First Republic, that's the name, correct?
Oh
First
my
Republic
God.
is the one that got bought out by JPM.
Yeah.
But there are more.
Biffing?
There are more banks that are going down.
What other banks should we be privy of?
Pacific. Was it Pacific West? And another one called Alliance.
Because I knew about this the First Republic situation. I know they got like was it JP Morgan like acquired like a large portion of them or whatever.
JP Morgan basically bought their accounts, kind of, but not really. But yeah. Today,
they got PacWest falls more % after hours on report. Bank is considering, and I imagine that said something about what you're saying.
They're considering somebody buying them out, basically. They've been
same thing
since Monday. Since Monday, I think this Pacific West has been. I think they halted trading for it Monday, and yesterday and Tuesday as well, and then today, like as soon as the market opened, they closed trading for it.
Interesting. I feel like this is like really interesting just because like also, and I'm not educated on like which banks specifically are considered like regional banks and beyond, like what the ranking of different banks are. But I do know that like part of the reason that we created the banking system currently the way that it is created is to kind of like stop like a monopoly on the banking system, so that The government didn't just like control, and that's also why the Federal Reserve controls like the monetary supply, because people have always been like, "Yo, I don't know about that." Like, and so like there's reasons that like banking is split up the way it is, so that it doesn't all like consolidate into like one big thing, and there's like not big monopolies. And I don't know, it just makes me hearing all this and all these, obviously there is some consolidation happening, and it makes me wonder how much things are being consolidated then into these, and how much that will happen, because yeah, it's just repealing some of that kind of decentralization in a sense, like more banks in general is like it's less centralized than in that aspect, and it's repealing that a little bit from the. So I don't know, to me that's just like the dollar really having a stress test, and losing a lot of its initial value with the previous banking system, which I don't know, the more you dig into it, I'm not a big fan, but whatever.
It's only going to get worse, I think. And it's funny because my boss was talking about it, and he's telling he sounds concerned for the most part, and I'm just like, I have no worries. They're like, how are you not worried, man? I'm like, bro, cryptos are the future. And then he just like starts like, oh god. And so he has told me in the past he believes in it, but he thinks that it's too perfect, and so as a result, the government will never let it fly forever. And I'm like, but the government can't do anything about it. There's literally nothing they can do, and there's a major problem in finance today where decentralized finance solves all of that.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
so
just
big,
like
like all the BS little things, blockchain gaming and blah blah blah. It's all piddly poop when it comes to what's really happening behind the scenes of Web3 and decentralized finance. Like Web3 is revolutionary. So like when it comes to this collapse, cryptos are going to save us. And anybody not holding cryptos is screwed.
yeah, I read this tweet earlier, and here I'm going to read it on screen. I'm not going to transfer it right now, just going to take a little longer. But it says, Uber has no vehicles, Airbnb owns no real estate, banks have no money, Curve Finance
Nice.
has no stable coin yet. And then they said the new economy is wild. And so I don't know. It was being bullish about CRV USD, Curve stablecoin, coming out today, being deployed today, for all the real nerds in DeFi and crypto that care about that type of crap. That's not called crap, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, guys. I nerd out. But the statement in general is pretty cool, in terms of, I don't know, this new economy, as they pointed out. The I don't know. It's about a different way of seeing things and delivering services and goods, and in relation to crypto, uh, and its ability to fix monetary supply. It reminds me of like gold or silver, like back in the day. And I know everybody, the gold and silver, but like realistically, those are like assets that, like, even if a country were to be printing out their own currency or something, gold and silver is just like, yeah. But you give me a chest full of gold or a chest full of, yeah, that's easy. I understand this. Everybody, it's international. You understand it, and I feel like, yeah, regardless of what government does, some of these things are just international. Um, Pepe is international. What? No stopping Pepe. It didn't need to make sense. It don't have to.
No,
All
it
it
does
has to
not.
be is don't rug. If it don't rug, it's just gonna run. It's gonna have its own cycles. People will build on top of it. Whatever. Same thing with SHIB and everything. Like, there's certain things that just get it, and crypto in general has that. So I kind of mix that in with meme coin. You shouldn't mix too many of your foods there. But yeah, it's just that type of feel. I don't know how I feel when I feel about crypto.
So you guys hit on several different things. You guys were talking about uh, the banks uh, consolidating, and like J.P. Morgan absorbing First Republic Bank. There was a FOMC meeting today, and Jerome Powell was basically asked that question or a different version of it, and he was dancing around it. Like he was basically like, no, like it's not a bad thing. Like it's not that bad. There's still a lot of banks out there, So he was dancing around it. He really did not want to answer that question. And it's funny because JP Morgan has their own like blockchain division. Like they're testing blockchain things. Then you smart people were talking about this new economy. I did not know that there was a new Curve stablecoin. That's wild to me. I need to look at this because I like my stable coins.
Yeah, it just came. I mean, it's literally this is like deployed like 4 or 5 hours ago. You're pretty new to the party. You're welcome.
I was listening to something about like how our economy is different now. Like how before COVID, people were only home like 2 days a week. Like now, people are home like people only go into work 2 days a week. Like a lot of people are working from home, and then you have to go into work a couple times a week now. But I'm talking about how the economy has changed because of that, and how supply and demand has changed. How like retailers don't know what to keep on the shelf because people's needs and wants are a little bit different now, and how
they stock the shelves differently too. And when it comes to items that are not there or shelves that are empty, they just put a bunch of crap on those empty shelves to hide the fact that they're so technically empty.
Interesting.
I thought I seen that Pepe got wrecked earlier.
Did it? Here, this is why we're here. This is why we have this on screen. Let's check out. I know it was down at least like 24, like maybe even 40% or whatever in like a 24-hour period. I forget if it was yesterday or today.
I'm going
but these things are expected, right? But with the top 100 Dex. Oh, you wanted Dex tools though.
Yeah, I'm trying to see some candles. I'm trying to see this CoinGecko chart. No.
You can do candles. They don't have the nicest candles.
But anyway, yeah.
But
you see this big ass red candle over here.
It had a nice game.
Had a nice dip, but then it went back up.
Yeah, right back up there. To give people their opportunity to buy in. And then, although the people that are in Pepe, like I feel like a lot of people that are going to be buying Pepe have no idea how to trade in general. So they like really don't know about.
They don't know how to trade. Did you see that dude that tried to swap all of his Pepe out? Yeah, like he turned like 1 ETH into $3 million, and he tried to swap it all at once, not knowing that like there's not that much liquidity for you to take that trade.
Oh,
and end up paying like 300K slippage. Like fuck.
I mean, yeah, it's funny, but yeah. This is where we're at. And this is it feels weird to me because I'm like, it's like we're in the middle of a cycle, or like in the middle of like these are like, it's like I feel like meme coin runs are like middle of bull run type things that happen, or fairly early on. And Jesus,
that hurt my ears.
My bad.
Or fairly early on in
my
bull
ear
run type
hole.
things. But yeah, I don't know. The Pepe phenomena is interesting. I feel like I don't know. What do they say down here for centralized exchanges? Yeah, if I hear anything about a Coinbase listing or Robinhood listing, I'll finally buy Pepe. I don't really care about it at this point.
You're supposed to buy before the Robinhood listing or the Coinbase listing.
Well, I mean, like through the grapevine. Like, I don't want to hear like any official announcement. I need to hear like some like I know somebody who knows somebody who.
Bro, so
that's a good buy.
I mean,
you're like, it's gonna happen. I
feel like if you're gonna buy Pepe, you should just buy it now.
I
kind of want it on a different. I don't want it on ETH.
420 billion for the total supply, though.
Bro, it's
no, that's million billion.
Funny.
It's 420 trillion.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Oh my god. Yep, that's pretty much.
That's it.
DeFi and memes. That's where we're at.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's like it's so funny that you can make money in that side of the market too. Where it's just like, yeah, it really just doesn't. Okay, but if that's what you want to do. I don't know that Pepe has any type of burning mechanism or anything like that with it. Are you more familiar with this, Satoshi or Biffing, whichever of you might know any more
I don't
about?
know shit about Pepe.
All I know is
You know,
I've been getting wrecked on meme coins for like a month.
I stopped messing
Yeah,
with meme
see, I don't
coins the
touch.
last bull run.
Man, I like never risked them last bull run. I like started to touch them just because like it was like towards the end of the run and everybody's like all meme coin pumped up and crap, and I'm like, I was really all about DeFi last bull. It's like, oh snap, you can like do these things.
Yeah, me too. Staking on. Yeah, I was learning DeFi like crazy.
Yeah. I feel like that was the big thing, and so
You
I feel
can
like
do what things you can.
Go ahead.
You can stake and make 20 plus 100 plus percent on some shit, and you're like, what? How are the banks
Yeah,
still
and
alive?
staking
you were
in
talking
different
about Pepe,
ways,
my
like
bad.
like no, like
I
providing
was like,
liquidity
no.
with things.
I was like, hold on, bro. You can get wrecked on Pepe. That's what you can do.
Get some ETH, go to Uniswap. They're just telling you how to buy some Pepe. Tokenomics. What's their tokenomics? So it's all community, I guess, is what this thing is. No taxes. Feels good, man. Are there no taxes on Pepe?
No, there are
Cool.
not.
And sex listing. So I think straight up meme coin for the people, vibe and huddle, meme takeover, Pepe merch. Interesting. There is no formal team or roadmap. The coin is completely useless. And yeah, I'm like, it's a total. Yeah, but you know what Pepe has over Dogecoin?
What's that?
It doesn't look like you can mint anymore. Pepe. Pepe is not infinite.
How many
So
coin are there compared to how many Pepe they are, and then you have to consider how
and it
long
looks like
will it
all
take
the Pepe
there
are.
to be.
Well,
What?
it looks like all the Pepe are also in circulation.
Wow.
If all the Pepe are in circulation, it's just a matter of like, yeah, like the more of it that gets bought up, it's just like it's actually just bullish. You
So
just get
buy
supply
like
and demand,
a
like that. Dogecoin has the problem of inflation. Dogecoin suffers from inflation as well. Pepe's not going to overinflate.
Shiba
It's as
Inu
inflated as it's ever going to be right now.
Smurf,
it could be a
making
good
me
buy
want to buy Pepe.
because it could easily
I'm
10x and
Fucking stop it right now.
million, billion.
I'm just pointing out. I'm just pointing it out.
This man
What is
is
like?
shilling Pepe
Is there
over
any
here.
kind of utility to the Pepe?
I'm not trying to show Pepe.
He couldn't wait.
No
He couldn't
financial
wait.
advice. Look, like the bottom of the page said it best.
Is there a utility?
This thing, entertainment. No, there's no utility. The community needs to build something around it. Again, like the best case for Pepe in terms of like people will people like to make money, right? So the best case of Pepe in terms of that would just be that if this is true, I would have to look into this more. But the entire circulating supply of Pepe is already out on the market, which means it's just a matter of like, can people buy up enough Pepe? What happens to the price as the price goes up? Since it's all the way down here, the chances of Pepe reaching a few dollars is probably pretty low. You need a lot of money to flood in there and move this all the way up into the cent range and then dollar range. That's a lot. But that's tons of money to be made in this range, in this range, in this range, in this range, like new millionaires all throughout this stuff before it ever gets to dollars. So it's interesting in that case. Again, the total it's like if every United States dollar was currently out on the market, and and the Federal Reserve was going to slowly pull that money back in, which is what they're supposed to do when there's tightening. However, they weren't still paying debts to anybody and just still printing out some money on the side. Like that wasn't happening though. So there was actually no inflation whatsoever. Because that's actually what happens with the Federal. Like they're not like quantitative easing anymore, but they're still like printing out, whatever, and just pointing out things that actually happen. Same thing with Doge. Doge is cool if you like Doge for it being a joke coin and stuff like that. But Doge miners in Doge is infinite. Like it's just going to keep minting out Doge. Somebody can just continuously inflate the supply over you. Nobody can do that with Pepe. It appears. I would look into that and make sure there's not like a mint button or something like that in the contract. But that's what it appears to be. Let's get nerdy. Satoshi's he's probably in the back buying.
Oh man.
Not until L2. Oh, by the way, our resident normie, the Infinite, was able to join us. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
This is like the nerdy of it, right? So if you go to Etherscan, you can actually like here. I'll give you guys a precursor to this. How you know a smart contract is, especially like people that like if you like Pepe and you've never learned anything about cryptocurrency, but you kind of just came in because of Pepe and you bought Pepe. Okay. Now what I did is I went to Etherscan and you can get this down here. And if you click the contract section, it'll first take you here with the code. You can see that their contract source code is verified. All that means is that they were able to read it and upload it here. It doesn't really mean a whole bunch, right? But it basically means they made it where the owner of the contract came in here and said, yes, this is my smart contract, and it verifies it. It makes this thing public. And so that's another thing that you really want to look for if you're a crypto newbie. See if the smart contract is public, because if it's public, that means smart people that are smarter than you, right? Let's all admit that somebody out there is smarter than us. People that are smarter than you can come in here, look at the smart contract, and go, "That's messed up. That's not cool. I'm gonna go tell Twitter." And then that's like one of your walls of defense in crypto. We have the same thing happening for us in like government and stuff like that with whoever the heck's supposed to actually be your electoral vote that goes against your electoral vote, right? But over here, it's just throwing some fun in there. When you go to the read or write section, this is really what I wanted to get to, is where you would go to kind of get an easier assessment of this. So in different sections of this code, the smart contract is going to say something like mint some Pepe token, or switch the owner to this person or whatever. But that's all said in this code, right? But whenever you write it like this, it comes up in buttons on the back end of Etherscan. And so these buttons look like name, owner, symbol, total supply, the information. So this is just you being able to call the smart contract for information. And then if you wanted to write something to do something with the smart contract, you could write something with the smart contract. You have to have, to be able to, but so approving it. So private for sales, blacklisting certain addresses, burning. So actually Pepe can burn. So there's a burn address here, or a burn function. Decrease allowance, increase allowance, renounce ownership. So this is like if the person who created Pepe decided to give it to somebody else, or give it to a dead address or something, so it can never be touched again. Things like that. Set rule. I don't know what exactly that's going to mean. Transfer tokens, transfer from, and transfer ownership. So that's pretty much what it said. But yeah, that's where you would go to see if there's like anything that seems malicious. Because sometimes it's honestly this simple, where it's like right there, and it's like you're just like, I don't know. That don't sound good. That's not work. Do we really want that? And it's like, it was actually right. They didn't even do a good job at hiding it. Like, because yeah. Or it's just like, or if you just come over here and it's just like private, it's probably a bad look. If it's not a game, like a video game or something, and it's private, that's not a good look. Why do they, this is a meme coin, so they don't care. They're like, go ahead and copy it. You ain't Pepe.
You ain't the meme,
motherfucker. That's it. But yeah, that's a wrap on Pepe. Hopefully I didn't make you bullish with anything. Or is it? Oh man. All right. Look at the rest of the market. Would you buy some Pepe, Bitfiend?
I mean, after all that, I might make a YOLO wallet.
Oh man, don't say that.
Oh man, no.
Just explain the token. Stop.
It's like, no.
I mean, it can still 10x.
man.
It can still 10x because even if it 10x's, it'll still be under Shiba Inu.
Yeah. What is the market cap for it? I guess that's what they're going by on CoinGecko with their ranking numbers. Yeah, by market cap. It can fly, baby. 10x from here. And being under SHIB. Interesting. Interesting. Anyways, for the rest of the market, if you haven't been paying attention today, again, Satoshi kind of alluded to this, but Ethereum is on a little bit of a run. Bitcoin on a little bit of a run. This is just down for Ethereum. It's about $100 or so increase over the last 48 hours, close to, depending on where you are in the day. Probably a little less than that, like 80, 90. But decent for the fact that it's under 2,000 right now, and Bitcoin is about $1,000 raise, I believe. So Biffy was just talking about one of his friends. It's like, yeah, it's down like $2,000, and it's like, yeah, but it's up from $16,000, and it's down 2,000. Still looks pretty attractive from 16. I'm sorry, man, but that looks pretty dang good. It looks pretty dang good right there. Yeah. Other big news on the market when we're looking at these top 10 tokens. Let me see if there's anything that really looks interesting. I don't know. Are there any of these other top 10 that you guys are following closely? Any news that you guys might have? Top 10s?
Not your resident normie. Not that guy.
Top 10 coins.
Yeah, in the top 10 here. Or are there some outside of the top 10? I guess we could say. I'm about to go over to this other screen, but yeah, we can. Curious what tokens you looking at on the market. These are for the blue chips.
Honestly, I'm looking at Cake.
Cake. Okay. Liking Cake. Man, Cake was strong for that $3 or $4 range for so long, and then it recently
I missed
just
the $18
dropped.
cakes. I really missed the $18 cakes.
Man, I remember the days being like, is Cake gonna touch 30? Is Cake?
Oh man, it could still do it again. It could happen.
Look, I missed the 60-cent Cake days.
The max supply is only 750 million. For Cake.
How are they doing? I didn't even know Cake has a max supply. Interesting. Oh no, it burns and stuff. Interesting. What are they gonna do when Cake reaches? I feel like if any, it's definitely the type of project that will reach its max up. They can live long enough. And when I think about competitors to Cake, something like Curve. Sure, I don't think Curve has a max supply, do they? Oh, they do. They do. Maybe the burns and it. Interesting. And this is 300 billion. Oh, so it's just so long to get. Interesting. Okay. The game of these are I don't know. To me, they're similar dexes. They do different things. Curve has different mechanisms for locking up their token and doing voting. PancakeSwap also locks up their token and does voting, but in a different way. But yeah, for the DEX wars, as you would call them, decentralized exchange wars, I feel like they're two interesting competitors. Curve's don't compare us with them. The llamas. Still up here. Really briefly, wanted to check out DeFi and just check out the top 10 DeFi protocols that are happening lately, and then check out the top yields. See what the top yields looking at. So Lido still number 1 spot after taking that from Maker a while back. We got Aave at number 3, Curve, which we were just talking about, at number 4, Uniswap, JustLend. JustLend does not have a token. All these little ones actually have tokens. So this is Maker token. This is the Lido token, Aave, Curve, the Uni token. JustLend is part of Tron, so it doesn't really have its own token. But it is the official borrowing and lending exchange of Tron. And I don't know if there are any other ones on Tron, honestly. Which is crazy, because then it's man, this stuff hasn't been hacked or anything like that. And there's only one. You'd think just easier, bigger target on your back, right? Whatever. Convex Finance in there. This is a yield aggregator of sorts. All the yields from Curve can be found on Convex, basically, all the top yields from there, like the good stuff, the really good stuff, kind of, pretty much. Pancake swap and InstaDApp. I'm gonna stop there. We're gonna stop there. Acknowledge Rocket Pool and Balancer. Yeah, and Venus. Yeah. Do you frequent any of these dApps, Bitfiend? I guess Pancake Swap. Other than Pancake Swap.
I haven't been messing with too many dApps lately.
Yeah, I mean, these are more boring ones anyways. These are like, if you need to use it, go ahead and use it. Or if you're just like, I don't know, I would use like one of the borrowing and lending marketplaces if I was just going to be sitting on assets that I didn't plan on trading or anything. And I didn't want to put them in a farm. Like, yeah, I'll just put them, single-sided borrowing and lending platform. Somebody else can borrow them if they want or whatever. And I just earn tokens for it. If you're doing it on Tron, which I am, they just send the assets to your wallet. So you just get tokens. Yeah, cash, like it's USD sent to your wallet. Like, nice, cool. It ain't like a whole bunch of money, but I ain't got a whole bunch of money in it. So, like, cool, a few bucks a week, great. I'll eat that. Cool. I wanted to check out the yields before going into dApp Radar. I feel like we haven't looked at dApp Radar recently, as a crew. Maybe you have on your own. But yeah, the yield section of DeFi Llama is where I wanted to go next. We're just gonna push on this, and we're gonna get Degen with it and just look at what's the top yields in DeFi right now. Probably some pool that doesn't make sense, but you could get 17,000 APY in it. No, this is like a Uniswap V3 pool too, so that's something to look at when you check out these. If they say V3 like this on it, then it's more of a you have to make liquidity pair yourself and like set the right range for that liquidity pair. We've talked about this in other episodes with these new concentrated liquidity pools using ranges that you set for the trading. But yeah, that's how this one is making such high amounts with very little TVL. So it's not going to be forever. No, it's not. We're down here, it'd probably be more where people care about. 300,000 TVL right here, and 44 or 4,000% APR. This is actually something that I would be interested in going into. Why? Because I got AI Doge for free. And so why not split the bag in half, split the free bag in half, and then get 4,000% APR on it? How long does that? I got to do the math. I don't know how long that takes for me to double my bag up, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it. Like, because that's like, yeah, any size bag you would like. This is just something you should probably. I don't know. Like, I'm just going through this and kind of for the purposes of how we just discovered that. Like, this is something you could do if you're in crypto. You get free airdrops and stuff. You can utilize them to just like earn more money. You do the Coinbase earn thing. They give you $10. Of however many tokens you got, $40 or whatever the heck you end up with from Coinbase Earn, you can take it over somewhere like this, and like, yeah, like start to double your money up. Maybe not with this exact pair, but this is just like an example of like, what you can do. Again, I got AI Doge for free, and so I could just sit on it and let the price go down or up, whatever it does, or I could split it in half, make it harder for it to go down since now it's split with USDC, and I'm earning a decent amount. Like, that's a few percent a day. I don't know what that percentage is a bit, but it's more than like, it was like every 1,200 or something like that is like 3% a day. And so that's like 3, 4, like 12% or something like that. 12, 15% a day, something like that. That's kind of nice. And same thing with Ethereum. So you could actually have Ethereum exposure. That'd be even better. Yeah, I'm going to do that with my AI Doge. Might as well. And if you ever get tired of getting the AI Doge with it, you can just, sell it into something else that you actually do want. That's the great thing about making passive income out of crypto. Just buy what you want with it. Before we go on,
buy what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pepe WETH. Oh, man, that's so funny because people probably don't even know about this. Pepe ETH pool. So if you were to use Pepe for a liquidity pair, you're making 1,500%. That's not bad considering the fact that Pepe is bullish right now. So you might want to just like only hold Pepe and just because it's going to go up. But if you were like oh, but what about the days that it's red? Well, sure, you could take a little less upside because you're having ETH exposure. So you could take a little less upside, and you could guarantee yourself 3% a day. There you go. Not bad. Not bad. Wojak, something to look at too. We didn't look at that. I'm pretty sure like the next time I hear these big tokens or big meme things like name like that, I'm just gonna buy it on some. Okay, I know it's what's going to happen. Where are
You've
they
seen
at?
this before.
686% in the 7-day. I think Pepe was up like 400. I don't know. That's funny. It's not getting the news of the other one, but yeah. All right. That's it for yields, and that's also like a good little. I feel like that was maybe a nice little lesson about yields and how you can come in here and use this stuff. Before I roll out of yields, one other cool thing about this section, and you can just see this in general with this is nice because they have all this information for you from a bunch of different places. But even if you're on some place in general, something that you could look for, right? Is what I'm trying to say. Would be let's say if I wanted ETH and I only wanted exposure to Ethereum, so I'm like I'm not really trying to hold anything else. Actually, I think I want to go over here. I can clear all these other ones. I can just select Ethereum, and then it's only going to give me things that are paired with Ethereum, and so that's cool. But that's only half Ethereum, right? So you could come over here and you could say I think it's in attributes, yeah. So either no impermanent loss, that'd probably do it because. It needs to factor in. Look, let me just guess. Yeah, it did it. All Ethereum to be the same type of asset, or single exposure would also do it. So it's like okay, it needs to be like the same type of asset. So either one of those would give you options then for pools where you could put your Ethereum and get some nice rewards. So 55% over here for just holding Ethereum. All you're doing is holding your Ethereum. You're getting 55% APR. From these places. I don't know about Rehold. I need to do my research on them. I just don't trust that they're at the top like the way they are and they have so many different pools. I don't know, and I never heard of you. But yeah, I don't know. I'd imagine the llamas would like not let a scam stay up on their website. Who knows? But yeah, this is how you go about that. This is how you check that out. First one, yeah. And these ones I would trust more, like RETH and WETH. I think these R ones are like real estate backed ones. It's interesting, starting to come into crypto. Frax, ETH, sexy, 129% APY. That's actually really sexy. Is that just like in the pancake swap pool or no? It's V3. All right. Anyways, there's your lesson on that. It's cryptic. That's not cryptic. DApp radar. Da-da-da. So no Bitfiend said he hadn't been like using any dApps. I think he meant decentralized dApps. Or not decentralized dApps, more like DeFi dApps. Satoshi,
For the most
you
part.
been using any dApps lately? Yeah, that's accurate for the DeFi dApps. But because I'm like you use like Decentraland and stuff. So I'm like,
I've been using
still dApp.
just
I guess
the usual.
Decentraland is a DApp.
I messed around with Level the other day a little bit.
I've been meaning to mess around with Level. I got way too much stuff going on.
My experience was pretty smooth. For some reason, I expected to like pay a lot more in fees to take the trade that I took. So I'm not sure. It was a very quick trade though. I wasn't in for that long. I was in the trade for maybe like an hour. Luckily.
Yeah, I cried when I exited my trade. A little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
Because like I was like I wanted to cash out at like max profit but I was in a meeting, and I was like, it's like watching it, and I'm like, no, you gotta focus. It was like 3x. I'm like,
you should have scaled out, man. should have scaled out.
It's okay. I couldn't. I had to like go over. I got like a ledger and stuff, so it would have been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
1 second. No.
You can't leverage trade with a fucking ledger, bro. That's your first mistake.
Yes, you can.
You're
Can and I will and I must.
You're fucking up.
And I've been doing better. I've been getting a lot better. So I'm like, okay, I'm in profit a lot recently. I feel like there's some times where I've messed up, but starting to feel good. I hope it can keep feeling good because yeah, that'd be awesome if I could just become trader man.
Man, I gotta call
Anyways,
it
looking
early.
at
I
these
have
daps.
a work call to go get in like 10 minutes.
Dang, we'll make that money. Make that money.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, bro.
You have a good night, sir.
Yeah, man.
You
Drive safely, bro.
Hasta luego. I don't know if he was listening in to say a last word, but we love you, Bitfiend. We love you. Looking at these top dApps, just trying to pick minds about dApps. What dApps we be using? Why Alien World's still at the top? We gotta search this thing differently because I don't know. Oh, and that's the other thing. I guess we could look at this in terms of all dApps. So all these categories: games, DeFi, gambling, exchanges, collectibles, marketplaces, whatever. But I feel like most of the time when I come over here, I'm really just interested in the games, games or collectibles. You could do collectibles, but honestly, by the time collectibles make it over here and they're like in a top range list, I don't really care. I'm not trying to buy something that is high.
Stargate.
Is there really good games to be made in Stargate like that though?
No, it's just fucking.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
Airdrop farming, bro.
It's so blue chippy. It's so blue chippy. Ugh. Oh my goodness. It's so secure and safe. Just hate stuff like that.
It's not volatile enough for you.
They're all like, no, I'm trying to make some money.
Bro,
you can't make money with all the super safe stuff.
What's going on with the Infinite? I haven't heard him say
anything. You can, guys. You can.
Oh, we're just in the midst of going through it all, you know? That's all.
Going through all these dApps.
Yeah.
All these dApps right here, man. Can we see like the ones like down the list?
Uh-oh. It's breaking up. All right. Mine stopped breaking up.
He said he wanted to see lower on the list.
Oh, on the alls list.
Yeah, I just wanted to see lower on the list.
We'll make our way back. We'll make our way back there. But I'm pretty sure every time I'm gonna see if when I sort this way, it does that weird scramble thing. Because apparently it's having a hard time loading this. Anyways, volume.
Alien World is legit. I've been seeing.
We want to sort this by.
Really
yeah, I'm really breaking up. I'm telling you, this is no joke, bro. All right.
Is it me or
not playing, man?
No, it's when this page is loading. It's the computer. Burger City's taking the top of volume for gaming dApps. We've watched this one slowly rise, and we've been amazed the entire time. And I still have not gone to check you out, Burger City. You make me hungry. I want a burger. I want a burger, but I'm just like, really, Burger City? What does it say this game is? Because, man, do we read this thing every time? Dang it! Oh my goodness, the love thing. Forgot. Burger City is a one-stop play and earn MetaFi platform based on BNB chain. Read more. It's taking me to a website. I'm not going. Why can't you tell me more than this? That's not enough. It's like Smokey's mom, bro. This ain't enough.
Make it enough.
You know? She said you gotta make
it took a second, but then it hit me. I was like, yeah, make it enough.
Well, they say that's what they say. Yeah. Oh, cool. We're still by.
I've heard
I
of
was like, man, we're still.
Treasure
Go
Down
ahead.
Axes. Burger City is beating Axes.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What is Burger City? And it's in volume, so it's not necessarily in users, but that doesn't matter. It's like if people are willing to spend that money on something in this game, something with the economy's turning this over, makes interest come out. Yeah, I'm interested. It's interesting. I didn't know Treasure Down was doing really great for themselves. I don't know what you can call it, just like a single game though. I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know if Axie's a single game anymore either. DeFi Kingdoms, Big Dogs. Nice to see them on the list. I'm excited to see the future of this game. I really hope they continue to build and expand their stuff.
Have you ever messed with
Meta Apes.
Mobox?
Mobox. I have been privy to it since the very beginning of Mobox. I remember seeing it very early on and being like, no, and then all of a sudden I saw like all these like Southeast Asian like people making videos about it and stuff like that for their gaming stuff, because like at the time they were like, yo, we can just dominate the gaming world in crypto. And I feel like they still do. I feel like they dominate that crap. Like it's owned by them. But that's where I first like saw it, and then BitBoy covered it. And then I was like, oh my goodness, okay, Mobox is done. Hit the thing. Yeah, we're Mobox. Never a Mobox person though. Shout out to everybody that was. Congratulations. Or still is. 51K. Somebody's still over there.
I think
Ain't the biggest.
my experience is just about exactly what yours is.
Yeah. This
I
is
faded
interesting
it.
as we go down this list. Yeah, there was a time where it was just, I mean, it was the right thing to not fade. The right thing to not fade. I was gonna say, I'm kind of surprised at how quickly this list drops off here from Treasure DAO, which is like more DeFi and all this stuff. So that's why I was like, it's not really fair, because this is like DeFi and stuff, and I don't know what goes in. Like, yes, maybe they're just doing like their marketplace. It's also like I think like the biggest like NFT marketplace thing like on. They got like it's multiple things. I'm like, it's not fair because it makes like marketplace DeFi. I don't know, in multiple games, whatever, man. And then it drops down to this range down here of 2,500. Or 25,000, 100,000. My goodness. Yeah. Interesting. We'll see if any new games are able to break into this. But last 2 cents before we leave this would just be, if you're into games, I wouldn't just look at DApp Radar for games in this type of list, because again, this is right now we're sorting them by volume, because I feel like that's kind of where you can tell where like the real value is, like things that are successful. However, if I was just gonna look for games in general, I'd probably use something like Play to Earn .net. And this is a really cool website where they go by like social sentiment and some other stuff, but I just like using this website in general to find games. I feel like they always have like a nice list of games, and oftentimes, I don't know, maybe they're on DApp Radar as well, but I see games that aren't on the other. So using both of them can be really beneficial. And you see that, going by social sentiment, they have Gods Unchained down here, and all these other ones are like higher up because they're getting talked about more. Illuvium, Cyborn, and whatever. You can also sort by the status sort is really cool. Beta, alpha, live, pre-sale, development, all that stuff. So get to know where you are in the thing. The one thing to note with that, though, is that sometimes something will be beta or alpha or whatever, and it's like pretty much fully playable, and you can maybe even earn money with it and stuff. And it's just like they're like, yeah, but it's so new. Like I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case with like Gods Unchained, as an example. Yeah, it's in beta still, right?
Well, if you think about it, all games are kind of beta. Like they're always evolving and like always improving and updating.
I mean,
and they come out unfinished. So I mean,
some want to put live on their game.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
You can have a live.
You just got to know. But yeah, I totally agree with your point, though.
You can have a pretty expensive
new world
beta.
of games, constantly evolving. Gotta love it. Yeah. Last thing that I wanted to check, and we could cover like a few article titles, but that was pretty much the last thing. I just wanted to look at a Dex screener really quickly for the real crypto heads out there. If you into crypto, maybe you like Dex screener. Yeah. Oh, this is something to mention on the list. Sui's been popping recently. I think they just like recently launched or whatever. I thought they said they weren't going to do an airdrop or whatever. So I lost interest, but apparently there was still money to be made.
They did like a small airdrop, like $45 something. I don't know. I didn't read that one exactly, but then
People made bank on Sui.
Like, so did you see the drama between Justin Sun and CZ?
I saw there was something recently, and yeah, it was just like in the middle of a work day, and I was like, I just don't have time for Justin Sun drama. Not right now.
Okay, so we have time now. So what happened?
Yes, we do.
Was Binance launch pool had like they had a drop for Sui. So, Justin Sun swung his freaking whale bag right into the fund. And CZ basically was like, nah, bro. And told him to like take the money out somehow, or I guess he was trying to like get it back somehow. Cause CZ was like, nah, like you're not about to be a whale in this shit. And that's that, I guess. So
Well, CZ fighting for the people. So not on my platform.
Finally.
Maybe they came over to try and you could do this.
Yeah. He was like,
but
nah,
not here. Punk. And then he called him punk. That was rude.
That was rude.
Yeah, I wanted to look at two blockchains specifically over here real quickly. ZK Sync. And we don't sort by normal. We sort by gainers and losers. I went to the wrong thing, actually. So sort by gainers and losers. You want to click that column first. It'll do all of DeFi for you, pretty much all these different chains. You can see who the top networks dogs are. Gainer of the day. Is this the actual Sui token? I don't know. Where's liquidity? It is.
It says Arbitrum.
My goodness. Why does it say 91,000? Okay. Maybe not. Okay. Unless it's on Arbitrum. Maybe. I don't know what this is then. That's a lot of liquidity for a scam token. It's a scam token. To do research on, because that would be like a lot of liquidity first. Usually I'm not surprised you see like, a few 100,000. That's almost $1 million. People could have just been tricked that badly, which is somebody had a great day then. Somebody was having a great day.
What the fuck
like
is that?
Saw an article about a guy who's it was like a wallet who's like they just exploited like some smart contract or something like that.
There's another one.
And they're like the same wallet has launched a new scam meme token 2 times a day, every day for like the last like year or two. It's like same amount of time. This person's just going. I'm like the same wallet though. They're like, well, you're good. I'm not gonna compromise any other wallets, but I don't have to.
Well, I know what I'm doing today.
The same thing we do every day, Pinky.
For real, bro.
Rug in the rug, baby. Damn.
This person, though. Yeah, ill. Multiple times a day. Just out there with like no remorse.
He just has
out there shilling, bro.
Unlimited meme coin bullets. Unlimited.
I was like, that's a messed up person, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah. You're like a sociopath.
I don't care about other people. Yeah. I don't have enough rugs. Bring them.
Wow. Murderer.
Oh man, that's funny to think of. Sorry, like not funny, but like it's like you got to be a special type of person.
You got to laugh just to get through the pain.
Bro, yeah, for real. Because I'm like, man, you don't care that you just gonna keep going. It's like I know you got enough money at this point. There's no way that you don't. If you know it, like Jesus. But that's what they do. That's what they do. All right. Arbitrum. I don't think you can select more than one at once. When we look at their ZK sync. So yeah, Sui at the top of this one, of course, we saw that. G&D, this had been on my timeline before. So sucks to suck, Smurf, up 55%. I'm not sure what it is though. So I just remember seeing the name like quite a bit recently. Did not move on it. RD&D, Radiant, not a lot, 3%. It really drops off here, so there's not like a whole lot of movement today, other than like Sui did like stupid numbers. But is it even real? And then G&D, Kronos, yeah, big drop off. All right, let's look at our other chain. ZK. Man, this is not enough. This is not enough.
It's not enough data, man. What
It really is not. I'm like, this is not everything.
What's the go for?
Give me more.
Like,
Does KuCoin have information on this stuff?
They got a ways to go.
Man, you really got to get Degen out here, bro. Because I know there's more stuff. This is the thing about ZK, because you know there's more stuff out there on the platform, NFTs, all sorts of crap, but it's so difficult to find them right now.
Check DeFi Llama, maybe, or maybe even.
I know DeFi Llama has a lot more.
What about Dex
sure.
Tools?
We don't go to Dex Tools. No.
Why?
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
I prefer. I mean, in general, I prefer Dex Screener over Dex Tools just because it's more information. Typically, like they let you go deeper. Like gainers and losers, we basically that on Dex Tools. They're like, you get the top 10 and no more. They laugh in your face. It's not nice.
I will give you that.
It's not nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's my only reason for spending more time on other places. We got Wojak made its way over here.
Yeah, it seems like Wojak is on ZK.
Pepera, Hush, a bunch of other stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else, baby. Nowhere else. ZK, Pepe, down. Yeah, I don't trust any of the ZK Unus, Pepes, whatever the heck.
I don't trust anything with ZK in its name.
She's like, why did you name it ZK?
Which means that I don't trust the ZK Sync at all.
Yeah, it's a tough platform to get to trust right now. It'll be interesting to see where they are in like another month or two. Because I mean, that was definitely the case with Arbitrum, where I had to take a break. Like I initially got the interest in Arbitrum, and it was just too early. It was like, nah, it's just not the time. So sometimes you're just so early to things that's what happens, and everybody's like, everybody got on this like day one because people were so pumped. Like, there's no way the ZK Sync is like, yep, and if they're using these apps that we got from day one, they got the airdrop. Like, no, at this point, it's the bridge. It's probably nothing to do with any of the dApps yet.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's too
you
early.
all can't be trusted.
Oh man. But yeah. That's what you got for that. Let me see if there are any fun article things I wanted to just kind of like read off here for us here. First one.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
I'll write mine down.
All right, cool. Oh, that's right. That was part of the thing. That was why I had to hear. I'll get. It's just my second one though. Okay, so it's the first one. Floki spikes by over 7% in an hour after Bitfinex listing announcement. I'm surprised. I was like, wow, Floki isn't on more exchanges already. That was interesting to me. Next one. I'm just gonna go down these real quick. We can make a run back and make your comments. Coinbase next in line to list Pepe. Here's proof. I forgot to put that there. So that's an article from today. That'd be a really quick Coinbase listing, though. I don't know if they move that fast. Bitcoin forms super bullish pattern end of crypto winter. to this article, and I didn't read that one. That is a fun title. The other two were easy to dissect. So that's why those ones are in here. And the last one that we are going to cover, or last two, I guess. Sui token surged by $2 on trading debut of network's fully diluted value hit it, or the network's fully diluted value hit $13 billion. But yeah, heard some people really happy about that today. And then the last one was Iran sets up platform to facilitate crypto payments for imports. And I was like, this is a fun one. Specifically because we know about the whole BRICS thing and stuff recently, right? Everybody's all aware. And this isn't about internal trading of cryptocurrency or internal regulation of cryptocurrency. This is them being like, yeah, we're going to be doing some international trading with cryptocurrencies. Like, that's pretty much what that says. And so I'm like, oh, so that's you in some other superpower nation. It's not you in it's you and somebody else that matters. So yeah, interesting. Just reading between the lines there. Just reading between the lines. You got to be important from somewhere. Yeah. And Satoshi just popped this one in here. Did you want to read this one or?
You can read it.
Yeah, Bitcoin BRC20 token standard becomes new destination for meme tokens. Isn't that hot? That's kind of sexy. Okay. What is it? Is this more Lightning Network stuff? What is this?
I don't know. I didn't
explain yourself.
I didn't really read it. So this is new to me. I just heard.
Are we all actually gonna?
So I was like, let me see.
I can't imagine.
I think it would be fun.
I'm trying to put that together.
It would be fun to try.
Everybody over on like Bitcoin chain and just like
maybe it's on
all
Stacks.
Assets would eventually kind of just flood to Bitcoin.
I bet it's on Stacks,
bro.
probably.
Can't handle a world where
they don't want that.
I would have to learn more about Stacks and stuff.
Like,
that would be the only thing. People like having people like trusting it enough.
If it's on Lightning, then it'll be a little like a layer 2, so it wouldn't be that bad. But I will try to remember to look into this and see what I can find out. See if I can get us some Bitcoin shitcoin meme coins.
It's on chain called Domo, March by an anonymous on chain channel. So wait, nope. Okay. Number of Bitcoin transaction numbers. Oh, okay. Man, they're really not like giving me the information that I want here. I'm just like, yo, but what the heck? Where you put a BRC20 at?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to. We're gonna have to figure out how to hold them. But you remember when the ordinals got on Bitcoin and there was a whole bunch of activity that they say helped push the price of Bitcoin up. I think we could if we could see some of that with meme coins on Bitcoin, that would be fucking wild.
Oh my god. I mean, not even just meme coins, but if there's like a token standard like that people can put on Bitcoin, then they can do DeFi on Bitcoin. Yeah. And then like people they're like, do I trust Bitcoin or do I trust like some other network like
Ethereum?
Yeah, it's not really a question. It's like, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum, like truly. And then it just gives Bitcoin way more to compete with.
Yeah, to me, it's not really a question of are you gonna compete Bitcoin and Ethereum? You're probably gonna try to do both. I mean, if you're doing DeFi on Ethereum, why not do it on Bitcoin? Why not? If you can, why not?
Yeah.
If you already got the Bitcoin, bro. Man? I ain't even gonna say what I was about to say. I'm gonna just put it. I'm gonna just type in the private chat.
What the BRC20 on what network? What network? It's got to be like on like Stacks or Lightning Network. Okay, so that's the risk of Ethereum network fees, Ethereum network congestion.
Let me see if I can figure it out. Hang on.
Interesting. All right. Those are good little clips there. You got me all curious and stuff. User, yeah, don't touch my BTC. My BTC just be chilling. Cool, chilling.
Yeah, me too. But I'll put it to work like Ethereum if I can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could, because you could convert it to WBTC and just use it on it. But that's like I don't know. That's always what I've not wanted to do. With I was like, but it's my Bitcoin. I can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and do that. So I have Bitcoin and Ethereum that I do that with. But for Bitcoin, I'm like, no, I don't really want to touch you like that. If I could just utilize you on your own chain type thing or whatever, just set you up somewhere and get some good gains. They want me everywhere. That'd be really sexy. Yeah. Be really good for Bitcoin.
I'm trying to find some older articles. See what they have to say about these
Thor. It's on Thor chain. I gotta learn how to use this Thor chain crap.
It is on Thor chain.
All right. No, I was just saying that.
Oh.
But all right, Satoshi, we're gonna have to get that. This is not the research hour.
All right, bro.
We're gonna have to get that. We're expecting a whole segment from you next time.
Bet.
So.
Gotcha.
Bet. I will bet. All right. To conclude us tonight, we will go around the circle of places, the circle of beings that are our host, the infinite, and Rex Satoshi. How you guys feeling about the market? How you guys feeling in general lately about, the market? Infinite? You want to go first?
Sure. I'm feeling...
He's looking bullish.
Bearish.
Whoa. Okay, that's new.
You really threw us for a loop there when you told us about those banks failings, because I didn't see it yet, and then I got off and I was like, oh shit. Oh boy. And it seems like it's getting worse. Before I jumped on.
Which one? Oh.
The First Republic Bank. They're now saying that I saw the dude talk about PAX West.
Yeah.
That stock dropped really, really far. They're like, it's looking like it's circling the drain. Not quite yet, but we're thinking like, next 2 days, and this is
that's two of them. Hey, look, I remember I saw Huntington sold one of their buildings up in Michigan. They sold their headquarters or something like that. I was like, you sold a skyscraper headquarters, huh? Okay.
Well, commercial real estate is in, it's the dumpster fire.
I mean, I know this. I was just like, but it's just funny that you don't do these things if you don't have to do these things. It was one of those situations where I was like, yes. You do this if you want to cut back on for certain reasons. It's no longer just a thing that obviously we can have this. It's not an issue. Stop asking about it.
It's like twofold, because if you have stockholders and they see that you're making sure that you can last the winter, the upcoming destruction, and you're doing everything that you can, your stock remains strong. But if they just watch you sit on your hands, like you ain't gonna do nothing, and you'd be like, nah, we good. It's like, maybe you should be doing something. Nah, I told you we good. And it's like you kind of have to play that game a little bit.
Yeah, but the doing something is selling your house. And so it's like in relation to a normal person. It's the doing something is like selling. It's like, but you let go of your house and your boat and your whatever the heck. It's you did not want to do that. You wanted to make some type of other money situation. It's just not a good look. It's regardless of how they want to paint it, it's like, thank you. Yeah, I hear you. You needed to do something. You need to make me happy. You need to make me happy. But at the same time, I don't know if I like how you got this money.
It's both ways, man. It's both ways. Because, I work somewhere is government related, and they got rid of some buildings. I don't think it's because they ain't got no money. It's just the state of the.
I don't know. Government can't pay the bills. When we look at what was it called? It was part of the extraordinary measures and stuff like that they include. I forget what I was researching the stuff on this, but it was just pointing out the way how the government goes through things during these situations and what things get cut off first, what things like get slowed up, who gets paid last type of situation. And there's definitely a situation where they were like, yeah, these type of things, like money gets siphoned out of these areas, these type of things start cutting things off. These people don't get paid for a while until this can happen. And it's like, wow, all right, that's fascinating. So I hear you, but I'm like,
you kind of can't tell, man, unless you can see the books. So
Yep.
it's just one of those things. But like overall, I'm a little bearish. I don't like all these banks failings. I'm curious because the First Republic thing, and it's like I've only done a little bit of research on that and listened to a couple people talk about it, and they were like, basically, JP bought it pennies on the dollar, and then was subsidized by the federal government to do that. And so maybe nothing. Maybe there is like some kind of soft landing in it to where basically all these banks just get absorbed by the bigger ones by buying it on discount.
Yeah, that's not.
It's not good. I'm not saying it's good. It's just one of those things where it's like the bank could just full on fail and everybody just lose their money in it, or these banks can buy it. I don't think it's good.
No. I don't think it's going to happen where it's just going to like fail. I definitely think it's going to be a case where they just keep getting absorbed. It's just going to keep getting, something's going to keep getting bigger because it's already been happening. It's the same thing that happens in all other markets. Like things fail, other things buy them up, they get absorbed. But we also have like rules in place. We have rules in banking in place. That's why banks are set up the way they are. We have rules in place in general markets. People are always coming at Facebook and Amazon talking, we don't want you guys having a monopoly. Newsflash, Amazon has a monopoly.
They've been that way. It's too late. Microsoft needs to stop. And it's like, guys, it's a little, they're a little beyond
supposed
that.
To be like trying to stop these things. So they like actively try, but at the same time, this is the government's not buying out Amazon so the Amazon can maintain. They're like, nah, you guys almost got a same thing with Facebook. They're like, nah, you guys almost got a monopoly on the market. These banks though. Is a different scenario come up and they're like, I don't know, maybe we could help you consolidate underneath JP Morgan, which is already one of the best, longest, and also the bank that created the current IRS tax system. Like, because we had to think about that before too. What is it specifically? Like JP Morgan was like one of these bankers that was like on the Jekyll Island deal and stuff like that. And so I'm like, and they brought America out of this stuff before. This is like what they're known for. This is like how they got like their name. It's like JP Morgan and I think it was like Carnegie, like helped before with like the banking crisis. And so this is where they get their clout and stuff from. But when they had like the Jekyll, like part of like the agreement and stuff, like we touched on this earlier, like why the Federal Reserve is not like actually federal is partially stopping, a leg of this consolidation thing, this monopoly. And I don't know.
It's not good.
At what point does what bank fails, and then when does the government just like totally swallow? They're like, well, we're making the rules anyways.
It's, I mean, they raised rates, right? And like, for all intents and purposes, as much as destruction it's going to create, it's probably the right thing to do. And all I know is I don't want to be the dude who has to decide. Look, I know people are going to get wrecked. They're going to lose all their money. Let's just let it happen because, that's kind of the way the market's supposed to work. You make decisions,
That's the way people say that sometimes they want the market to work.
Yeah, it sinks. So it's like it's this weird conundrum, and it doesn't feel good, and this doesn't feel like the end. And now it's like I don't think you can deny it. Like it's happening. These banks are going to continue to just sink.
Jay Powell was denying it today. He was like, "The banks are good. The banks are fine." I think that if a bank goes under as a person, you should be able to send your money from your bank account to another bank. I don't feel like you should. You shouldn't automatically have to become a JP Morgan customer, but it's good that you are a JP Morgan customer instead of not a customer at all.
Yeah.
So
what money?
I feel like it's good that the people who have money in First Republic Bank, you know, if business owners had had, you know, their money there to make their payrolls. I feel like it's good that JP Morgan bailed those people out, and I'm glad that they did, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long that can continue. And they got a pretty sweet deal. Like they basically made money on that deal, and they got a bunch of free credit, and like they got some insurance. Like it's like they got a pretty sweet deal.
It's nice.
They got
like
an amazing deal.
Like you're saying, like I'm totally for, like, yes, this is the much better like deal for these people, right? Just pointing out, it just so happens to be these people that have quite a bit of power in the country due to their dealings in this whole current Federal Reserve and IRS tax system and all the stuff that they had a hand in creating. Like it's like they like created like the current system and stuff. They're like the founders of this stuff. And yeah, so for them to be like getting like, you know, this like government help, I'm like, oh, I'm not really, you know, that's cool. It's almost I don't know, to me it feels very
Let me read the quote, man, because
I'm like, I want to say like noble or like very very like English or something, you know, like very like caste system-y, or
it's kind of like the whole kind of adage. There's a quote that I just typed in. It's like power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it's like one of those situations to where it's like we're given like literally like the keys of the kingdom. And it's like I feel like sometimes people just don't understand how powerful we're kind of making these entities. Yeah. And there's a reason we broke them up to begin with. And so now we have this scenario to where, you know, the whole saying goes, you know, you can't be too big to fail. And here we are making these people too big to fail. And it's something has to be done about it. Like right now, like you said, Rex Satoshi, like I definitely want these people to have their money, because the worst case scenario is like people don't have their money and then we're all in the streets. And it's like, it's like that's a lose-lose, man. Cause it's like, you don't want people on the streets.
I want them to understand why they're losing their money though. And why they're actually not losing their money. So it's just like, I don't know if this is like a lesson they're all going to have to learn the hard way, or if it's, you know, a lesson that they already know. But it just seems like a hot potato kind of like these banks are just going to keep failing, and somebody's going to get caught holding the potato, or the music's going to run out, and there ain't going to be no chairs left. And I don't know when that's going to be. It's just like, when does everyone decide, hey, we should just get our money out while we can? Like, when do the rest of the people, like, when does everyone think the same? When does everyone start thinking the same thing as the people from First Republic or Silicon Valley or Signature, or, you know, like,
as soon as somebody doesn't get their money, that's when it happens. Like, if you want to know the truth, that's when it happens. Is somebody with a loud enough mouth doesn't get their money out of the bank like they're supposed to, which is why they're guaranteeing deposits. Because as soon as that happens, then you will see what you expect to see. People come into the bank and be like, you know what, you've been good to me. I like you, but I'm gonna need it all. Not a piece, not a fragment. I'm gonna just need the whole thing. Everything I got in here, I'm gonna just need it. I'm gonna just need it.
I can't help but like hear this and like not feel somewhat bullish on like the concept of like some of these, especially like deflationary cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum with like so much market share. I'm like, it's just man.
You know what's worse though? The worst thing is that, you know, if you're going to pull your money out like physically, like, you're still getting fucked. Like, still, like, what the fuck are you gonna do with your money when you take it out of the bank? Like, are you just gonna save it? Because at that point, like, yeah, you still have it though. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, you definitely wanna have it instead of leaving it there, instead of it being zero, I guess. But you're still like losing a percentage of that. each month, basically.
Yeah, you
So-
go to the coin store as quick as possible. Tell them Smurf sent you. Use my referral code. No, I think that would be my reaction. I'd be like, okay, shit's going bad. You think we can sneak to the coin store? You think anybody else wised up to it?
What you gonna go get some gold?
Give me some silver eagles and some gold or something. Yeah, like like convert that boy, like convert it to whatever. Like, but there would only be so much that I would like actually keep in cash in that situation. I'd be like, yeah, it needs to be silver and gold. We can convert it back whenever, and I'm sure it maintained price better. Plus, I'm sure there's tons of people you come across where it's just like, yeah, especially got down to like bartering or something like that, and it's like, yeah, I got this gold coin. Like, you gonna give me gold? Like,
So Infinite, you mentioned commercial real estate earlier, just like for a brief second earlier.
Yeah,
What were you talking about?
dude, everything pretty much, unless they find a practical use of these buildings, they're gonna go belly up, and you're just gonna have to either if you own the building, eat the loss, and or you're gonna have to sell it at a loss. Like you're gonna take a loss, unless they can super like, hey, this is the perfect thing we can do with these office buildings that people don't want to use anymore. You know, and so it's like this weird conundrum to where like if everything continues as is, you know, that's the fate of a lot of this real estate that are in a lot of these kind of cities because they're empty. You know, I work downtown and they're empty. All the little shops and the small businesses that sell food, you know, the Subways, the Tim Hortons, all these little shops where people go to eat for lunch, they're gone or damn near on like their last legs. And there's like one or two places. And, you know, it was already kind of bad because
Do you think we had too many of them before? Do you feel like
it's kind of like an inflation thing.
So you think that you think that people are priced out now?
They've been priced out. And so when we got to the point to where like inflation got so high and then like we were kind of forced to go home, essentially the price cap was so high that the people who were in those places just couldn't afford it anymore. And so like they were getting messed up during COVID. And then now we're kind of in this like peak gaining kind of inflation environment to where it's like, well, there's nobody here to buy anything. And then on top of it, like I'm in debt in my eyeballs because I was barely making it when everything was normal. And now that it's not normal, like I'm deep in the hole and the people who own the buildings paid like a premium price for it. So like they can't charge lower rent because then they're down the hole and it creates this like kind of chain effect to where somebody's eating that loss. Somebody's eating the loss.
I wanted to mention that I feel like man, it was at least a year ago now. Like Anthony Papliano had somebody on his show, and he was bringing up a case in point very similar to this, and how we've already been seeing this in certain places. So he was bringing up that at the time, Amazon was buying like all these facilities and stuff like that, and like the facilities were just like, here's an old mall somewhere or something like that. We're just gonna buy this place up and stuff. And so he was mentioning that. So he was like, yeah, so there's some of these companies that are going to come in and buy like these malls and schools and stuff like that. And they're going to repurpose them. And then another portion of people, he said, we're seeing these other entrepreneurs that are coming in and they're trying to like buy malls and schools and things of the sort and turn them into like little community homes and things. And so, and I'm like, yeah, and I've been seeing more of them lately, like from the mall side and school side. I'm like, okay, wow, yep, these are happening. And this is like, I remember let's listen to that like over a year ago. But yeah, it's definitely happening more. I was interested then. I was like, man, but these malls cost like a few $1 million. But okay, but with down payments, you could probably make it work. $3 million is going to cost. The most expensive part is going to be revamping all the different houses or storefronts to houses individually. But decent amount of them have bathrooms and stuff. So. But yeah, interesting stuff and just different use of real estate due to this whole thing that you guys are talking about, where it's like, yeah, they just can't afford them anymore. People got to let it go. They got to let it go at a loss, or try to get out when you can. But yeah,
I am very.
What will it all create?
In the way that our society is transforming around work and transforming around these unused buildings that we have now. Like I feel like there's a lot of things we could be doing with them, but it's just like people need to make money in those buildings. So I feel like we'll see what happens to them.
One honey.
If you remember Corbin a long time ago, that's what one of the things he suggested is us buying like one of those old Sears buildings and building like our esports stuff with it. I was like, yes, certainly a pipe dream, but damn, ways away from that. But
see, like I feel like he wasn't a good option with like the mobile thing. Like I feel like mobile stuff is a good option for things. Get really interesting.
But yes, full circle, bearish. Obviously, I always caveat it because you guys are like more invested mine. I'm thinking about kind of like what's happening in the world because yeah, there's money to be made. But in general, I think a lot of people are going to be hurting, probably even myself. So let's see how it goes.
Meow. Cool. I feel like we all got expressions out there.
Wait, did you see the assassination attempt?
Yeah.
Oh,
what
wait,
the
I don't know.
fuck?
Oh, somebody tried on Putin?
Yeah, they said that. Well, Russia's claiming that Ukraine flew a couple drones and attempted to shoot at the Kremlin. They were neutralized, but there's like videos of like smoke and stuff from the drones getting shot down and whatnot.
There's video of a drone getting shot down. But I mean,
it's just like more and more action happening in Russia, though. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, that's how I'd be feeling if I was Ukraine. I'm like, look, we live this close. Y'all won't stop doing all this in our front yard. You think we can't come over there? Like,
I know, but
at some point,
oh, dude, that's
wild, though.
It really does.
I'm like, they're not gonna react well.
No,
dude, I was like, where did this drone come from? I was like, so Ukraine just got drones hanging around? Like, wait a minute.
I think was it us who gave them to us? I think
that's what I'm wondering.
Us and our allies kind of.
So
I knew we gave them drones. Oh, okay.
But look, same thing be happening in other countries because it was like, was it like the Syria thing? Like, was it a few years ago, whatever? And like all this stuff is being supplied by Russia. It's like, oh, okay, well,
wild shit, bro.
Let's just hope it stays to ground fighting, and that sounds terrible because that just means a bunch of people dying. But just afraid of anybody bringing out nukes, man. That changes everything.
There's been a lot of wild shit coming out about the Ukraine, about how what was it? It was that they had to fire some of their generals or something. Like Zelensky had to like fire some of the people inside his cabinet because they were like being corrupt with the money that we were giving them. It's a shit show over there.
It kind of usually is.
Yeah. Just a lot of money, going around. I guess you gotta do what you gotta do with the money. I guess when someone else is just giving it to you,
Gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And with that, I'm gonna be rolling us out for tonight. Do we have any last comments for the show?
No, sir. Let's just
Okay.
Let's get through this, man. That's all I can say. Let's take it day by day because every week is getting weirder, man.
I gotta look at the stock market to see how that people feel in the stock market because I want more correlation to what those feelings are. But yeah, in general with the world, I don't know. Yeah. See, there's always I feel like with the world, honestly, I feel like the more that you pay attention to world news, it's just the more that you're like, wow, it's crazy. And like, yeah, but it's kind of always been really crazy, actually. It's like, yeah, it's just do you pay attention to more world news or do you not? Because if you pay attention to world news, it's like always like really crazy somewhere. Like it's like wild. Like you're like, that's not happening. It's like, nah,
It is.
that's happening. This is
There was
like,
barbarians in England. There was
on
barbarians
that
in
scale.
France and all those different places. There's reasons that shows like Vikings and Vinland Saga exist in those countries. There were the Huns, the Mongolians. They were some.
The
There was
conquistadors.
conquistadors. There were the
Crusaders.
Crusades. There was the Inquisition. There was like the Pope and the Church, and this is the Ottoman Empire. There's a lot of them, and it happens over and over.
Yes, sir. But all right, folks. As Bitfiend would say, buy some Bitcoin or a BTFD. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not bad advice, but we don't give advice around here. See you guys next time for another episode of Trustless Degens. This is Trustless Degens episode 29. We're out.
All right. Good night.
Bye.